Welcome back to another episode, The Road to 2200. I'm 1935. My opponent is 1913. It looks like we're going into a London. So, I got to admit, I'm struggling to remember exactly what I play against the London. I remember the first bunch of moves. And then I'm like, what do I do after that? Alright, so we're going here. They're going to go back. They never trade, because in their dream world, they want you to take, and then they'll take. And then they'll thunder down the file. We're not going for that. So this is much I am quite confident in. Generally go here. And then thinking next I go here. This is where I often struggle. Yeah. So I go here, and then if here I take this way. And then after going there, that gives me the option to go here and then push here. So yes, this is what I like to play. I used to play something different. It never quite worked out very well. So I don't like just blindly make moves. So I'm gonna look, make sure this doesn't change anything. No, they're just trying not to castle as long as possible because, like I said, they really just want us to take here, castle long, and bam, big attack. We're not gonna give them the big attack. That's just not what we're doing. So the next move, I believe, is this. And then if they take this way, we're taking here. Yeah, I think this is the move. We just go here. This is threatened, so I got to do something. Looks like the middle's probably going to break open a bit. Let's see. So if they go here, yeah, I think we have to go here. We're threatening this guy. And we have a pretty decent looking center. A couple of the pieces have come off. My opponent's running out of moves. Like, oh, what exactly am I supposed to do? I'm even thinking I could probably take here now. And then if here, I guess I could just immediately come in like this and be like, I have a million pieces on your king. So I guess maybe I can't do that. But what I'm thinking about doing is going here and just pinning there. And then maybe getting another piece off the board and then taking there. So that would leave them with not a lot of ammunition for the supposed attack that they have. Yeah, what was that? That was a really, I think, game-losing play by me. For some reason, I had a little feeling like this doesn't actually work. But I convinced myself it did work. I don't think it does. I think I just lost. So what happened? So this is being attacked twice. And I went here pinning one of the attackers, but this attack hits the queen. So this is one of those, like, I think my brain shortcutted to the, or short circuited to that shortcut of like 2-2, but the 2-2 thing doesn't actually work here. So I think the best I have is go here. Takes my queen, I take their queen, and then I lose. I'm down a straight piece. And the real problem is there aren't many pieces on the board. Like, I purposely traded off lots of pieces. And now that's a real issue. So there's no other movement there. And the game's over. It's a pretty closed up game. I'm down a straight piece. We're going to play it out for a little while. There are some things left to be done. Like, my opponent has to see this. I'm going to put a couple tests to them, but I'm probably going to resign this one early. I don't think I have it in me to try to grind out a win or even a draw in a position that has no dynamism like this one. Like, this is just a stale, like, there's no even counterplay to be had that I can find. Maybe there's some sort of sacking ideas here, so I'm just going to go here. But I can feel my heart is not in it. When my heart is not in it, I tend to have the idea that you should either play chess or don't play chess. Like, just pushing things around a board is not really playing chess. So we'll see if I can figure out a way to inspire myself to something interesting in this game. I am a little bit interested in takes. And since he put this bishop here, it does allow me to double here. But I have to sack another piece to do it. But I think I'm so far behind that it doesn't really matter. Like, obviously, this doesn't do anything. But whatever. I don't know. I don't have anything good to play. This actually at least makes it a little bit dynamic. Just running my knight away didn't seem to do much. I'd be a little shocked if my opponent just moves or something and lets me like take here, and I don't know. Maybe I'd go here. I'm not sure. But this is shocking to me that my opponent's not just like, okay, what, I don't even know what you're doing here, buddy. Okay, so after a longer think than expected, they went there. I think they're going to go here with the idea that they can pick up that pawn and then maybe that pawn, and, you know, the game's over. But we already knew that. That's the secret. We don't care. The game's been over. The game was over the moment I dropped the piece. What's really annoying is I did something very similar to that in my over-the-board game this week. That's what's most frustrating for me right now. I have this really... No, because this is going to... So everything's going to get traded here anyway, and the game's over. So I'm going to go here. Once again, try to make something happen. Is it going to happen? No. But here we are. Here we are trying. Okay, so now I have a pass pawn up the middle. I've got two open files around the king. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll go here. And now the game's a lot more interesting than it was just a few moments ago. A few moments ago, this was a clearly over game. And now it's like, man, it's over. But I don't know. I don't know what's interesting. Can't trade this rook. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to move it. I would love to just be able to go here, but then the rook is gone, and with it the game. So I'm going to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I do have to be aware of the checkmate. So, like, this is a real issue. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'd like to go here. But then my opponent goes here, placates the pawn. I don't know that I have a real way around that. I could go here, let him take the pawn, and then bring the rook over. I just don't see anything else to do here. So we're going to do this. Another, like, what is happening? But I'm just kind of luring the king to the center. I'll be able to put the rook here and here and pressure the king, and then the king gets safe, and then I'll just resign. All right, I can't put my rook there, of course. So I'll put the rook here, sure. Yep, chasing after my rook. Interesting. Here? No. My opponent has this. And I was thinking I had this check to get out, but I don't. What to do when you have nothing in a position? Let's go here. I'm going to go here next. And then they go here, and I pretty much lose. So I'll go here. I probably should have gone here. So I have to move him anyway. I can't go here now. So I'll go there. No. Like I said, it's hard to have your heart in a game when it's so over. I wish my opponent would just do something great like that. Now I can resign, right? Now it's like, okay, I'm dead. I've been done. I haven't even been thinking, so let's just look at it. Oh, that was a tough one. What's weird is I feel like I played really well until a ridiculous move. Okay, so let's take a look. This is London. This is the way I approach the London. Kind of delay that c5 push till later, which is very thematic in dealing with it. And I got to put exactly on the board my prep. So this is my prep. I'm very happy to be in prep to make this move. The engine says this is a dead even game. all the right moves are being made. I'm playing a flawless game basically because it's essentially opening theory. My opponent goes there, and now I really thought about this. This is the number one engine move, but I was like, I don't know. It's 4 attackers on my king. It looks a little scary. To go here next. So like, oh, I guess I would be able to just go here first, and then it's all bottled up anyway, right? Like this can't move, which means this can't come in. This is covered. Ugh. So I had the right idea. So the right idea was this, but it just didn't work tactically, right? That's really the problem. So by going here first, it allows us to work tactically. I made a pretty ridiculous mistake of going, okay, this guy's attacked twice, but I can remove an attacker. And that's basically exactly what I said. I'm going to pin this piece so it is no longer attacking the bishop, which sounds very reasonable until you see that when they do take the piece, it's attacking the queen. And then if the queen moves, then you lose. And if the queen takes, well, that doesn't work. Because they take, and you take, and they take, and you lose. So this is a very similar thing to what happened in my over the board game this week. So it's very maddening that the same type of idea with an attack on the queen involving a pinned knight, like a lot of similarities here. I fell into the same thing. Very frustrating. I tried to play on, but I got to admit, I didn't really have it. This move I thought was a good move to test them. They found the easy answer. And this was the problem. I wasn't able to find any moves that actually tested them, right? Like, I was able to make it a little more dynamic with this sequence of now at least it's not just a closed position where I'm down a piece, but I'm now down 2 pieces. I got to sack that just to check the king, and I would say my opponent played well from here, but my opponent didn't have to do anything from here. So I'm just going to look at the computer analysis since we are done rather early with this episode. And my guess is my opponent's near like 95% because I gave them no testing moves. They just, they just moved pieces around, and I was like, here you go. Would you like the game on a silver platter? Here you go. Yeah, my opponent got a 99% accuracy. Now, in like a tight, hard-fought game, there may be a little bit of you that's like, ooh, 99%, were they cheating? There is not a moment of me that thinks this here because we both just played normal book moves, and then I blundered a piece, and my opponent was like, cool, now you've lost. Interesting, I had a 78% score. I only had one problematic move, and I think we all know which one it was. One blunder, no mistakes, no inaccuracies. So I played great. I played my prep, and then made a horrific blunder. So the takeaways about this blunder, of course, right? But I don't really even understand. This is what I'm really wrestling with, is like, how do you even fix these kinds of blunders where it's like, I don't know, like I don't feel like I missed anything, right? It wasn't like, oh my goodness, they could take the bishop. Like I knew they could take the bishop, right? I just thought in taking the bishop, they wouldn't be able to because the knight was pinned. And so it's like, I guess the takeaway is really being more careful when the queen is involved in the tactical sequence, in a piece that is being attacked. I don't exactly know how to put it into words, but it is very similar to what happened to me in my over the board game, and it's definitely my big takeaway. I guess the other takeaway is that I'm happy that I was able to remember my opening theory, and I'm happy because I have played a different line. It kind of got stuck, and I had to overwrite it. Like, I went to my coach after losing a couple of games in London, and I was like, hey, I know you showed me this London line, but it just isn't working for me. So could we try something else? And he was like, "What? I don't play that. And I would never recommend it." And we went into my opening repertoire file and found that this line that I played here was what he had told me to play and what I had said looked good. And then somehow I just played something else like 4 times in a row and cemented it in my brain. So I'm happy to see that I have re-cemented this in my brain. So a positive that my opening work has improved against the London, and a negative that, blundered a piece. Blundered a piece for no reason on move 13, and the game ended. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this one, at least more than I did, because this is a really tough one to lose, and I'll see you next time on the road to 2200.